Our story for today is called The Big Bike. So here's this girl, and she's about your age, right? And she's still riding her little bike with the little wheels on the side, right? And her mom says, I think you're big enough for a new bike, right? So, you know what? One of my boys, his first bike looked just like this. It was pink. And all the children in the neighborhood laughed at him. Joel has a pink bike. He has a girl's bike. But he didn't care because all the other kids had bikes. But he didn't have a bike. He was only 4. And all the kids had bikes, but he didn't. But one of the little girls across the street got bigger, and she said, I don't need my bike. You want it? And her mama and daddy gave it to my son. And he went, he didn't need those little extra wheels. He learned how to ride that really, really cool. And then some of the other parents saw that he was riding a pink bike. They saw he had a pink bike and they thought, that poor little boy, everybody's laughing at him. But because he was such a nice little boy, do you know what the neighbors did? They went and they said, here, you can have our boy's bike. He doesn't need it anymore, so you don't have to. So somebody gave him a blue bike because he was a nice little boy. He was kind to the other children and happy, and he obeyed his mama. So the people in the neighborhood gave him bikes. They didn't need it. So they said, my little boy, my little girl, they don't need their bike anymore. You can have it, right? See, when we're nice to people and when children have good manners, people want to help them. But children who are obnoxious, who cry when they don't get their own way, who don't obey their moms, who cry when their moms want them to do something, ugly children, people don't want to help them. But because my boy was such a nice boy, he got one bike, but 2 bikes. 2 bikes. I didn't have to buy a bike. The people just gave it to him, right? Because he was such a nice child and fun to play with, right? So, that's a little lesson. But let's go on to our story, okay? It's called The Big Bike. Okay, there's our silent E there, right? So what do? Bike. Bike. Okay, here's our story. It is time for a big bike. Okay, here's the word, excuse me, said. Spelled kind of funny, isn't it? Said. It used to be pronounced long time ago differently, said. But we don't pronounce it that way anymore, so it's kind of like S-E-D, like Tango said. That's how it's pronounced, okay? Said Mom. So, it is time for a big bike, said Mom. This is a word you're going to need to learn because you're going to see it everywhere. I like the big red bike. It has wide tires, said Kim. Okay. I can ride the big bike fine. The wide tires, see that there's the E in the middle. The word would be tire, right? The E on the end, and then we just put the S there. Tires are fun, said Kim. Okay, here's the word are. And it's one of those words that doesn't follow the rule. Okay? Are. Okay? So, she's got a bike with big fat tires because that makes it easy to learn, right? I used to have a bike with fat tires. I loved it. Oops. Turn the page. It is, okay, here's the word Nice. That is a funny word. See that word nice? Now, remember when E comes after C, like centro, bicicleta, right? I or E, it makes that C make the S sound, right? Right. Okay, so we have the word not Nike, but nice. 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 Okay, it is a nice bike, said Mom. Can you ride the big bike? Said Dad. Cool. I remember when I got my first bike, it was cool. And it had handlebars like that, only they were bigger. Really cool. Okay. Okay, here's the word tie, right? An I and an E together. Can I tie? Okay, here's the word my. I don't think we've had that word yet. I don't remember. But we have word my, okay? Short words, right? Short words. And it has the Y. It makes the Y say something. This is one of those times when the Y is a vowel. Okay? Your vowels are A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. Sometimes Y. Spanish is too, although you're not taught that. In Spanish, Y is a vocale in Spanish sometimes too. Okay? Okay. But right there it is. My. Make it say I. Make it say its name. My. Why? My. Okay? Can I tie my kite on my bike? Said Kim. Can I do that? It is not safe to ride with a kite, said Dad. That would be a fun thing, wouldn't it? Have your kite behind you, but it's not safe. If it gets tangled in something, you'll fall and you could get hurt. It would be a cool thing to do, but it's not safe. You would have to do it out in a place where there are no trees, no people, no cars, out in the big field. It is time for a bike hike. A hike is kind of like you go on a long walk or a bike ride. Really long, not just fun. You're going to see something, right? You're going a long, long ride. Just have fun, okay? It is time for a bike hike. There's the word we. We can ride for miles and miles, said Kim. Okay. Ride in a line, said Mom. When you ride your bike, you stay all the way on the side of the road. And see how they have flags on the back? That's really good for little kids. That way people see them and don't run over them. Because sometimes if kids are down real low and cars don't see them. So sometimes people put a flag on the back of their bike so people can see them. It is safe if you ride on the side, said Kim. There we go. That kind of looks like where I grew up when I was little, what it looked like. I like my big red bike, said Kim. I can ride it fine, and it is mine. Okay? We'll read it one more time, and then you can practice it all by yourself, okay? So you get to be a good reader. Here we go. The big bike. It is time for a big bike, said Mom. I like the big red bike. It has wide tires, said Kim. I can ride the bike. I can ride the big bike fine. The wide tires are fun, said Kim. It is a nice bike, said Mom. Can you ride the big bike? Said Dad. Can I tie my kite on my bike? Said Kim. It is not safe to ride with a kite, said Dad. It is time for a bike hike. We can ride for miles and miles, said Kim. Ride in a line, said Mom. It is safe if you ride on the side, said Kim. I like my big red bike, said Kim. I can ride it fine, and it is mine. Fun story, right? About growing up. So you practice that, and we'll be back with more stuff next week.